What is up, Hardcore Nation? It's Hardcore Christopher here, and today I hope I gave myself enough time because I did not expect these chapters to go on for what feels like a lifetime. So, last Saturday we did chapter 4. Basically, what happened was Jack and Dark Magician Girl had a date, ran into some thugs, disposed of thugs, met Yamabakura, met some guy named Zoom. Zoom escaped, and honestly, I forget what happened because I was reading, but I was reading just to get the gist. So, yeah. Okay, so let's just begin. Days later, inside the Star Labs control room, Barry was shuffling slowly across the floors, testing out his legs. He had a cane in his left hand and Joe's hand on his shoulder to help him. Saddlin, Cisco, and Iris were watching him. "Alright, I got you," Joe said. Barry then handed his cane over and took several tentative steps on his own. On the third step, he started to falter. "Nah, I can't do it," Barry said. "Yes, you can, Bar," Joe told him. Barry practically collapsed down into a wheelchair that Cisco and had ready for him on the side. "You were making such great progress," Joe added. "Yeah, 6 whole steps. Someone give me a bozo button." "Go away. Antivirus protection expired thing." Barry joked. "Hey, give yourself some credit. You just broke your back." Oh yeah, that is something. Barry met Zoom. Zoom broke Barry's back. And then Zoom sped off. Hold on. Okay. Cisco said and lightly slapped him on the shoulder. Iris said, "Yeah, a normal person would have been paralyzed the rest of his life." "How long until I'm fully healed?" Barry asked. "You know what? It's gonna take me forever in a day to read all of this. As you can see, these chapters are very, very long. So how am I going to do this? Well,
how was your night? My husband found himself in a very traumatic shark situation.
I'm basically going to do what I did for chapter 4. Read just so I can get the gist and relay it to you guys.
The traumatic shark experience was enough to make him neglect his wife.
Ronnie, nice to meet you. Well said. David, how did that make you feel? I know my truth. Excuse me? I know my truth. Did you say I know my truth? Wait.
Listen, I'm telling you, you getting on my last nerve. Yo, I ain't signed up for this. Yo, you said we was gonna be dancing. You said we was gonna be partying. You said we was gonna do what we do. You made promises, Daddy.
Well, look, they got me doing a lot of activities. What do you expect from me? I'm tired.
You tired? Yo, I'm tired. Plain and simple.
Okay, so
Sometimes we forget
let's just
how
begin.
to do the easiest thing in the world, which is just to talk.
Actually, I may just want to finish off Flash Duel today.
Okay, let's start here.
So,
Lucy, you go first. I want you to look at Joey and say hi.
do.
And Joey, after you've heard that, I want you to look back at Lucy and say hello in return. And then we'll just see where it goes.
So, making great progress. Having trouble breathing. That's totally normal because of the...
You kept saying open and fruitful and other weird stuff that's not feeling. It's just more talking in short half sentences. And you managed to turn feeling.
Okay, so they're talking about how they're going to stop Zoom.
So now it's my fault that you don't feel satisfied.
It's my fault? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
You don't look at me. You don't ever ask me how I am.
You haven't looked at me in 10 years.
I'm crazy and everything is my fault and my family is awful and nothing at all is your fault.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish off Flash Duel today. I was going to extend it to just Saturdays, but here's the thing. These chapters are insanely long, and now I remember why I don't do fanfiction. Because fanfiction either goes in the sexual direction, which there have been moments in this fanfiction that have, or they just flat out make no sense. Okay. And the entire reason why I wanted to do this to begin with was just to do something different, because I have never tackled a fan fiction before on this channel. And, well, besides that's not true. Besides the Naruto fan fiction that, well, I did state the title of that video is, I believe it was, "This fan fiction is horrendous," which it was. At least this, even with its typos, is very, at least I can read it. The Naruto fan fiction, that was written by
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car
who was it
insurance,
written by?
the Zebra shows you who actually can. Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today. The dawning of a new day. The marriage is not a timeless agreement. It is one day. And each day,
who was it written by?
moments. Life is made of much the same as a great mosaic. 1,000 little pieces that make one great.
Oh! That Naruto fan fiction was written by, and I just read the same line like 3 times in a row. The Naruto fan fiction was written by Atkins.
Our instructor, Salvadori, is running late, so I will touch on tomorrow. It is very important that you
So at least this fan fiction is very coherent in the way it's worded. They were talking about their, and the reason why, let me back up a bit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Marcel, why is it so important for us to be on time tomorrow when Pablo the yoga guy is running late today? Quiet, please. The yoga teaches
Where is it?
not your concern. You are to be here before sunrise. Why is it so important for us to be here on time tomorrow? I'm not understanding. Tomorrow was in progress.
No. The reason why Dark Magician is known as Mahad is I actually get to if you guys haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh, which I will say this on the outset. Well, right now. Thank you guys for getting me to 50 subscribers. But I imagine all 50 of you haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! So allow me to give you the backstory of Dark Magician. Since I'm just reading. So the backstory of Dark Magician is takes place in season 5 of the original series. Mana, who was Mahad's apprentice. Mana, who was the origin of the Dark Magician Girl, was the servant of Mahad. Mahad faced off against Bakura, and Mahad lost. But in Mahad's dying effort, he merged with his he merged with his illusion magician, creating the Dark Magician. Pharaoh, a Tim,
Now feel the energy. Feel that energy. Yes. Through your chest. Your peacock chest. Yes. Good. You like that? Yes. Good job. Encouragement. Yes. Great job. There, you need mental equilibrium. It's okay. It's okay. Know your limits. Yes? There is no giving up in yoga, you know? Encouragement. Yes.
Encouragement my ass, Daddy. You ain't even trying.
Look, yoga's not my strong suit.
Yoga's not your strong suit?
Oh, look at this one. This little one is flexible.
Okay. So the Pharaoh, a Tim, was facing Zork at the time. It was either Zork or somebody else from ancient Egypt. And a Tim summoned Dark Magician. Now I must remind you that ancient Egypt, they did not play with cards. They played with giant tablets and used some sort of magic to release the monsters from the tablets to make them real. And so Tim summoned Dark Magician. And Tim said, "Mahad, it's you." "Yes, my pharaoh. I will always be by your side." And that is the backstory of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Now, if you want to know the backstory of Blue Eyes White Dragon, well, actually, it would be the maiden with eyes of blue. The card Maiden of Eyes of Blue. Its origin comes from Kisara. Kisara had the spirit of the Blue Eyes White Dragon inside of her. And again, it's been a really long time since I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, actually not that long ago, because I recently started up the series again. And I will say the series, it's still a good series today. The original. And Kisara was able to summon the Dark Magician, not Dark Magician, but Blue Eyes White Dragon. But then she'd be able to go back to human form. She was arrested, and I believe it was Kaiba that saved her. Now, if you want to know the backstory of why Yugi and Kaiba have such a heated rivalry, that also comes from Season 5. Season 5 was okay, so the backstory of why Kaiba and Yugi have such an intense rivalry is because back in ancient Egypt, Atim, along with Seto Kaiba's counterpart, I forget his name, they actually battled using the Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, Blue Eyes now, Atim had the throne. And Atim what actually Seto Kaiba's counterpart was actually wanted the throne for himself. And so they got into a duel in which the Egyptian word for duel, I don't know it, but it means challenge. So so Seto Kaiba's counterpart wanted the throne for himself because he thought that Tim was unfit to rule.
How would you feel if your wife cheated?
So Seto Kaiba's counterpart did challenge Tim and was unsuccessful in his efforts.
Where do you think she went? I don't know. We had an argument at therapy. She said she was sick of my senior citizen book. I've been trying to keep up with her about the old ass. Shane, honey, it's not your fault. No, it's book. It is my fault. I should have worked harder. Now she's gone. She's not gone.
Now, the backstory of Solomon Moto is actually really, really interesting. Yugi's grandpa was actually a well-known gambler. As we all know, he found the Millennium Puzzle for Yugi, brought it home to Yugi. Yugi reassembled the puzzle, which caused Tim to, that's how him and Yugi started their bond. However, Solomon Moto's Egyptian counterpart is very interesting. He was the first keeper of the Millennium Key. And when Zork was trampling all over Egypt. Solomon, I believe that was his Egyptian name, used the Millennium Key to summon out Exodia, the Forbidden One. And Exodia, it is explained why he is forbidden. Exodia by himself was able to topple a fortress in one night. So it was decided that Exodia would be bound into 5 different pieces. That's where you get the left leg, the right arm, the left arm, and the head. But Exodia and Zork said this. Zork told Exodia, "How do you plan to beat me? For you get your power from a human, but I get my power from the darkness. and he squashed Exodia like a bug, causing Solomon to keel over in pain. There is a really cool scene in Season 5 where Kaiba summons out Blue Eye's Ultimate Dragon, and he faces off against Zork, and Zork and Blue Eyes, their attacks clash, and it makes like a funnel in the middle. Which is really, really cool. And I understand why the creators got rid of Exodia the way they did, because, let's face it, if Yugi had Exodia throughout Duelist Kingdom, he would be OP. Not even Pegasus would be able to withstand the might of Exodia. And I shall be back.
So what are you waiting for? World's Strongest Man Martine's Litsies to help you break down boxes? What am I gonna do to you, box? Let me break it down for you. You're going down! Down to the recycling center! Hey, thanks, Martines. You're welcome. Geico. Switch today. Pack your bags for the ultimate celebration of Black love.
This trip is all about creating lots of memories.
5 celebrity couples are escaping together.
This is nice and romantic.
To rethink their relationships.
We need to fight for this marriage.
And relinquish their hurt.
If the roles were reversed, would you hold me down?
Now I've been faithful a day in my life.
I didn't know it was to that extent.
But then they reignite their love.
You want to be with her? I don't like this.
Man, couples retreat. All new Mondays today, only on VH1.
Okay, I'm back. But yeah, what I was saying about the way they got rid of Exodia, I completely understand it.
We find Trudy, we'll bring her right back here. This is crazy. Trust me. Eagle Scout, my mind is a compass. I can handle these situations. I've been trained to do so. Now follow me, and I'm gonna get you there, but we gotta do it quick, and we gotta do it quiet. Come on.
Because Yugi would have been OP. Now, here's the thing. Throughout all of the series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, 5Ds, and Arc 5. Anime logic for you. That people just seem to not really understand. Yuya, Yuma, Yugi, Yusei, Jaden, and the Vrains main main character. They don't duel all that well. It's not a cartoon. It's an anime. There's a difference.
This is nuts.
No, it's me. And I just really need some time right now. Please stop following me because I need to be away.
Come on, Kaden. Hey, where are you going? That's a jungle.
You know what? I'm gonna go check on her.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. I need to make sure she's okay.
Honey, I don't think it's a good idea that everyone separates right now.
But
Let's go talk to her.
No, Jason, she really needs a minute. Okay, I gotta go. You guys go ahead. We'll meet you guys there.
let's see. I'm just gonna analyze Yugi and Kaiba's first duel with Solomon's deck. I'm not gonna break down the move by move because I can't remember it move by move. But what did Yugi, otherwise known as a Tim, say? What was his first card that he summoned? Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. Kaiba's first card was the Itatsumi Giant. And by all accounts, Yugi should have lost that first duel.
Don't make any decisions right now. You guys just need to take a breather, get a little bit of space, You'll be okay. You guys have been on top of each other ever since we got here. Yeah. That's actually the one thing that we haven't done.
I mean, he was facing 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons.
We barely even touched each other.
Now Cynthia and I are in a terrible spot. Come to the silent part of the program.
And
Find out my animal spirit. Let me help you out with the whole animal spirit thing. It's gonna be awesome. It always is. It's like if you go to a tarot card reader for past lives, you're always even cool, like a king or a gunfighter. No one ever finds out that they're like a shopkeeper or an ass. It's hilarious to you because it's not to me. Tell you what, if I get kicked off this island, I'm gonna blame all of you. And I can't believe the 2 of you derailed me. We derailed you? That's correct. If you keep a closer eye on Trudy, she wouldn't have strayed so far from the path, all right? She's not a dog, Jason. Yeah, well, listen, she's been very selfish. She hasn't been a very good teammate, I can tell you that. I made promises, I let her down. You don't know the ins and outs of our relationship. Is that what it is? It's a relationship. It's been 2 weeks. Okay. All right. It's not a relationship. It's more like an antibiotic cycle. All right. She should be very happy. Here. You're a good guy. You brought her this island. She shouldn't be running off. She should be doing everything that she can, bending over backwards to make you happy. Oh, blame
man, I lost my train of thought.
I need to hear from you. Okay. It's half your
But
half Trudy's fault, half your fault. Me? Yeah. With the whole canoe scheme. All right. You put me and my wife in a very extreme situation. Put tension on the relationship. Your wife left you because you're suffocating her, and now you're suffocating me.
I was mentioning how Yugi should have lost that duel to Kaiba. But because he did a complete... This is anime logic for you.
Look in the mirror. Okay, Joseph Cecil Tenzini, with a monsoon of respect.
When
Position to be telling anyone to look in the mirror when it comes to relationships.
When Kaiba said, "Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this duel, Yugi," and then a Tim replies, "My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia." How on earth did Yugi know that he was going to draw the head?
You want to check tape? But whoever that person is, you have to listen to their stories too, or they're not going to go to Applebee's with you. You're not going to have someone to go to Applebee's with. You'll be sitting by yourself.
I always wondered that.
Go to Applebee's by themselves. You know, if anyone should be mad, her guys, it should be me. I am having a real fight with my wife, okay? It's not a fun feeling.
Another thing I would like to know is why did... I mean, obviously Yugi changes whenever he...
Since I'm working from home, I needed a real office. So I went to apply.aarons.com to find out your leasing powers. Then you shopped at an Aaron store knowing you were already approved. My credit's definitely not perfect. Thanks to Aaron's, my office is complete. I'm going to a nice restaurant later. Wanna come? Oh, is that what you call your kitchen? Yeah. It's my kitchen. Aaron's. We make rental easy. Riding a bike should be a really fun experience. We make low-maintenance bicycles for everyday riders. We're coming off a great year, and when the pandemic hit, we really had to think creatively. Teams allowed us to do what we call virtual visits. Hey, is that TK? Hi, how are you? We're able to see 2 or 3-fold the amount of customers from all over.
What was I saying?
And I really think it's going to set a standard for retail moving forward.
Oh.
Okay, I will wait.
Okay. I lost my train of thought there for a couple of minutes. What I always tried to figure out is how did Yugi's friends, Tristan, Taya, Bakura, Mai, so on and so forth, how they didn't notice that Yugi gets like an inch taller and his voice gets deeper. They never explain that. Like, at all. So it's like, how do they not know? Now, if you want to know the... Now, if you want to know the backstory of the Millennium items, the backstory to the Millennium items is quite interesting. The backstory of the Millennium items is one of Tim's father's servants came and said, hey, we need to create like 7 of these things to make to protect ourselves. So Tim's father agrees. The day comes, they use the 7 Millennium items to protect ancient Egypt, and the backlash to that is the gods of ancient Egypt got mad. Tim's father made sure that his son was protected while the father died. That actually happened in the anime.
Lounges are strictly off limits to hotel guests. I'm so sorry that we're disturbing your fortress of solitude here. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the Ponderosa immediately. That's a shame because the place is so inviting. When does Arsenal Joe show up? Dave, you gentlemen have broken into the Ponderosa and have broken the rules of this island. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to like the consequences. I call Monsieur Marcel. No. Stay. There's been a big misunderstanding. Some of us don't necessarily want to be here. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. You've broken the rules, and there are consequences. Yes.
Now,
For me, please.
I know I'm just rambling on about Yu-Gi-Oh! But honestly, this story...
I'm sure myself thought the technology was a distraction. For the guests, yeah. You seem pretty good at that game. It's the best on the whole island. It's a pretty small island. Doesn't look like it's all that hard.
This story is interesting,
Looks like all you gotta do is
but I am going to finish it today,
right along with the song here.
because I'm just tired of reading it.
Something like that. There'll be a gas stand for me and you to play. And when I win, you can point me towards the single side forget you ever saw us. When you beat me. When I win, what will you give me? Maybe just this. $1,000 for cool G, as we call it back home. Are you at liberty to play for that stamp? Would you prefer to play for smiles? Monsieur Marcel, I'm sorry to have woken you. I thought there was an emergency, but I was mistaken. I do apologize. Bon nuit. I play at expert level. Take this kind of serious.
In the intro, for those of you that don't know, in the intro of the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, when when the speak when the voice says in the intro, long ago when the pyramids were still young, a great and powerful pharaoh locked the magic away. That's a Tim.
Oh, yes, please, we are.
Oh my God, yeah, like, it'll be girl night. Honey. Oh my God, down here for a second, exactly what I need.
Class is back in session. Tuesday. Let's get this started. Battle for the Belt continues with all new episodes filing out. It's an old school. Don't try to sing this while your pants so tight. Versus new school showdown.
Nothing like my father. I know when to pull out.
Who will get schooled?
You want to see a one-hit wonder? Well, there's Trinidad Jane.
Filing out all new Tuesday at 8.
I spent months looking for a job. I got nowhere. This helped me deal with that frustration.
Carrie, you just made a deal with the devil, Betty.
Because it works like a free.
On to chapter 6.
ZipRecruiter sent me great jobs. I applied with a click. Some companies even invited me to apply. I started a new job last week. Still helps. Go to ZipRecruiter.com and put ZipRecruiter to work for you.
Okay, this time I'm just gonna go faster and just talk. What is there to talk about?
website without someone like us checking in. She's a beautiful. Oh, yeah. I can never find the color you want. That sounds nice. Let me talk to my manager. Buy your next car 100% online. With Carvana, you don't need a reason to grab the DQ chicken and biscuits basket with 100% all white meat chicken strips, fries, and 7 fluffy mini biscuits. But if you do want a reason, mini biscuits turn any meal into a mini celebration. Get it delivered at DQ.com. What is better while staying in? Meet fresh. We're here to help you chef cook meals ready in minutes. Skip the shopping, cooking, and cleaning, and get meals delivered fresh, not frozen.
What do I have
Build your weekly menu today.
to talk about?
Sick of annoying spam calls? RoboKiller eliminates
Okay,
99%
I am actually going to
so you can live your life spam call free.
use I'm actually going to tell you guys an opinion that you may not agree with, but I do think that all these stimulus checks are a problem. Why? Because, let me put it like this. If you get 10 grand from just sitting and doing nothing, then why on earth would you want to go and go and search for a job? And all these stimulus checks are going to do is not only increase the United States' debt, which it is very, very high. I don't know how high. All I know is it's high.
See, I sell video games, Stanley. This one here in particular, in fact. I'm proud to stand here before you and tell you it brings me as much happiness as it does for the people I provide them to. We have that. And I know that you're a man of your word. Where did you saw me and my friends and point me in the direction that I seek? I cannot confirm or deny that the one that you seek is on the single side. But a bet is a bet. I'll tell you how to get there. The beach is blocked by rocks. It's completely impossible. No more votes for me, my friends.
The stimulus checks were good when the pandemic was in full swing, but now that the pandemic is starting to lift, and now that jobs are beginning to become available, this goes for me as well. I think everybody should take the most advantage of it, because. But here's the problem: if we get a yearly stimulus check of, let's say, 5. Well, let's say. Gonna make it easy. Let's say you get a yearly stimulus check of 10 grand. I don't think we need a yearly stimulus check. I think that's way too much. But hey, now on to another subject. I want to. I want to chastise Walmart for something. Walmart, For those of you that don't know, the neighborhood market that is literally right down the road from us has gone all self-service. Usually that wouldn't bother me, but in a time where jobs are really hard to come by, why would you why would you take all of your cashiers to the unemployment line? I mean, I said it to Everything Wrestling. I said, it makes sense. You don't have to pay a machine. And he said, but it doesn't. And I'm thinking, well, what do you mean it doesn't? Walmart is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you mean to tell me that you don't have enough money to pay all of your cashiers?
Returns Monday at 11 on Comedy Central. You don't need a reason to grab the DQ Chicken and Biscuits basket with 100% all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, and 7 fluffy mini biscuits.
I mean,
If you do want a reason, mini biscuits turn any meal into a mini celebration. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
You know, the founder, I bet if the founder of Walmart was still alive, Walmart would not be like this. But unfortunately, the founder died. Then when he died, it passed to his wife, and then the wife passed away. And then it went on to the kids. The kids only care about one thing, and that's money. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of business owners care about. And that shouldn't be the case. The founder of Walmart actually had it right, and the reason why I'm calling him the founder of Walmart is because, well, I have forgotten his name. It's Sam something. Okay, on to chapter 8. But the founder of Walmart,
Why would we do that? A Mountain View would be better.
would have probably looked at his kids and said, I'm taking back control of my company. And then probably get it back on the right track. But Sam, the founder of Walmart's first name, he said, if I make you the associate happy, I'm making money. Okay, so the Yu-Gi-Oh characters have appeared in real life.
Just this month, I made a couple $100 on Poshmark just selling items out of my closet. Buy and sell from home with the Poshmark app.
The Harry's razor is not the same. Our razors have 5 German-engineered blades designed to stay sharp, so your 8th shave is as smooth as your first. They would never have charged you for high quality. Harry's, available in the store.
But you know, I bet a lot I bet a lot of the cashiers, that was the first time that they ever had to apply for unemployment.
Great. In more minutes, I'll just root through myself.
I will go get my special salad. And yes, I am on my way.
Mighty glad you stayed.
Yes.
Yes, so much fun. Oh, God, don't get started. Just having fun? No, it's just, guys, this is too much. What's too much? Get it together and chill out a little. Oh, hi, buddy.
Ronnie, that's a great name.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you have a cell phone I could use?
Why?
Someone's got a call card. I know one of his angels is missing.
Wow, that is the worst line I've ever heard.
Nobody wants to have it out of the game for a while. I've been slumming it with a really hot redhead.
What do you mean closer? Babe, if you're here to be an olive branch for Jason, I'm not going to talk about it tonight.
I'm not here to talk about anything. I just want to see my wife. Let's go.
I can't just leave these two.
Thank you so much.
Sure will.
Which is just, it's a scummy move. It really is. I mean, what Walmart is trying to do, unfortunately, is they're trying to increase the profits, but what they are going to end up doing is costing them a lot of business with the elderly. I mean, our grandma, for example, my grandma, for example, she already told me she goes, since neighborhood market went all self-service, they're not getting my business. And, the elderly, what do you think they know about technology? I mean, my grandma has no experience with technology. Well, very little, because she has a cell phone, but that's it. And it's not a touch phone; it's a flip. It's a flip phone. So it's very dis. This is.
You know what? I'm going to go get a good spot for the show. Do you guys want to come? No, we're good here. Okay. You guys? Okay.
I want you to come back.
I'm not going back to the other side. I'm gonna stay right here, get my celebration on, and get another margarita made up in my face.
Okay, well, where will find you?
Well, I know you ain't come to get a drink. You damn sure ain't coming in. So what you following me here for?
I came here to drink, party, scratch records, do it all.
Wait a minute.
You know?
This is called The Rescue of Jesse Quick, or Quick Jesse, Part 1. So does that mean...
I love you, but we cannot do this to each other anymore. It's over. It's over.
Does that mean...
I was wrong. I don't want to lose you. I'll go back to the other side.
that this duel that this story isn't over.
Here, the whole reason I've done all of this, the whole reason I made a complete ass out of myself. Failed here, miserably, and that does not bother me. What bothers me is that I failed you, and I'm not going to do that ever again. All right? I love you. Bye.
Honey, it's been forever since we did something like this.
Well, baby, it's funny since we've been here. It's like this place is like we got a problem. But you know what? I think we don't have a problem. We got a million problems. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think everybody has a million problems. I don't know.
When was this chapter made?
Because the simple truth of it is, sweetheart, is we're married. We commit to each
Well,
other and to our families. And myself. And I meant it.
Shane, honey, wait.
Jennifer, I don't need this.
March 3rd.
I'm not going to be mad. You want me to
Okay, so that is the end of Flash Duel. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all enjoyed my ranting. I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.
Well, I don't like